Michael Jackson is remembered not only as one of the greatest musical performers of all time, but also as a dancer who reshaped what movement on stage could be. His choreography blended elegance, illusion, athleticism, and a kind of storytelling that turned every gesture into part of a larger spectacle. Let's explore some of the moves that defined his legacy, each one unforgettable in its own way. The Moonwalk. No dance move is more deeply linked to Michael Jackson than the moonwalk. When he first unveiled it during Motown 25, the world stopped. What made it extraordinary wasn't just the illusion of sliding backward while appearing to walk forward, it was the smoothness, the control, and the sense that gravity itself bent to his will. Jackson's moonwalk wasn't just a trick. It was a moment of pure magic, created with precise footwork, impeccable weight shifts, and an understanding of rhythm so sharp that every glide looked effortless. Even today, dancers study the technique, trying to capture that same floating sensation. And still, no one does it quite like Michael. The anti-gravity lean. Few moments in dance history are as instantly recognizable as the forward lean from Smooth Criminal. Viewers couldn't believe their eyes as Michael and his dancers tilted impossibly far ahead, holding a position that human bodies simply shouldn't sustain. Behind the illusion was a clever combination of specially designed footwear, a locking mechanism on stage, and an incredible amount of core strength and body control. But even with the mechanics, the effect worked only because of Michael's precision. The lean wasn't just a stunt, it was a visual shockwave that redefined theatrical choreography. The spin. Michael Jackson's spins were unlike anyone else's. He could turn so quickly and so cleanly that his body seemed to blur, stopping on a dime in a dramatic final pose. Sometimes he ended with a toe stand, sometimes with his arms cutting through the air, always with perfect timing. The secret was technique, staying centered, controlling momentum, and landing the final position with absolute confidence. These spins often built tension during performances, becoming climactic moments that sent audiences into a frenzy. The robot. Long before hip-hop isolations were mainstream, Michael Jackson had already mastered robotic movement. His version of the robot wasn't stiff for the sake of stiffness. It was fluid, expressive, and deeply musical. Every isolation, every angle of his arms, every freeze felt intentional, as though he were switching between human and machine. Songs like Billie Jean or Dancing Machine became the perfect playground for these moves. He transformed a simple pop-locking technique into a signature style recognized around the world. The toe stand. Another unforgettable Michael Jackson moment is the toe stand, rising gracefully onto the tips of his shoes, body perfectly aligned as if weightless. This move required extraordinary strength in the ankles and calves, along with an almost balletic control of the torso. Combined with his classic glittering socks and tailored trousers, the visual impact was iconic. In Billie Jean, the toe stand became one of the defining highlights of every performance, a symbol of his showmanship. The high kick. Michael often punctuated routines with a sharp, sky-high leg kick, executed with surprising flexibility and control. These kicks were never random. They were rhythmic, dramatic accents that brought intensity to his choreography. The combination of athleticism and grace added a dynamic jolt to the stage, reinforcing his command over both dance and music. The side glide. Among Michael's smoothest illusions was the sideways glide, a move that made it appear as though he was stepping forward while sliding effortlessly across the stage. Unlike the moonwalk, which moved backward, the side glide created the bizarre sensation that his body and feet were moving independently. His timing and weight distribution were flawless, making the move feel liquid and surreal, especially during live performances. The circle slide. Michael often incorporated a circular glide, a move where he rotated around a center point, seemingly floating as he traced a smooth arc on the stage. The trick was soft, controlled footwork and a constant shifting of balance. The effect was hypnotic, a continuous loop of motion, as if he were dancing on wheels instead of shoes. The shuffle. One of Michael's most rhythmic techniques was his fast, intricate shuffle. Each step blended speed, precision, and musicality, allowing him to create percussive patterns with his feet. This move showcased how deeply he felt the beat. Rather than dancing on the music, he danced within it, gliding, tapping, and shifting in sequences that seemed impossibly quick, yet perfectly clean. The crotch grab. Among Michael Jackson's most instantly recognizable stage gestures was the crotch grab, a move that became one of his defining artistic trademarks. Often misunderstood or reduced to mere shock value, it actually played a deliberate role in his performance style. Michael used it as a rhythmic accent, a sharp, controlled gesture timed perfectly with a beat, a vocal exclamation, or a dramatic moment in the choreography. It added intensity, attitude, and emotion, reinforcing the narrative he expressed through movement. Rather than being a gimmick, the crotch grab became part of the vocabulary of his dance language. Bold, unapologetic, and unforgettable. It contributed to his powerful stage presence and helped solidify the larger-than-life persona that captivated audiences around the world. Michael Jackson didn't just dance, he transformed movement into storytelling. Every glide, every spin, every illusion worked together to create performances that still feel futuristic decades later. His influence extends through pop, hip-hop, contemporary dance, and beyond, inspiring countless performers who study his technique and try to recreate that unmistakable MJ magic. So, which of Michael Jackson's dance moves fascinates you the most? Share your thoughts and keep the legacy of the King of Pop alive through the art of movement.